I think the Iranians have shown that they are master negotiators, and this administration, we're not sure if they're up to the task. The first question here about red lines is the president willing to have some enrichment for Iran, or does he want to have total nuclear dismantlement, as his special envoy and Secretary of State Rubio have said? There's been leak reports that a compromise was there, and that leak report said that they would freeze enrichment for 3 years and then allow Iran to enrich to 3.67%. That would be a great victory for Iran, because if they are still allowed to enrich, they basically have the knowledge and the know-how to again restart their program at any time of their choosing. Also, what's maybe even more worrying is that ballistic missiles are not discussed, are not part of this. Drones, there's an abandonment of the Iranian people, and proxies. If there's sanctions relief related to this, Secretary of State Rubio said that there is nothing tied in the current negotiations regarding the proxies. So will they be able to send money to Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis? None of this in American national security interests. So what Iran is doing is they are trying to stretch out the negotiations. And they do have some rhetoric. The commander-in-chief of the Iranian army today, Mousavi, said he's threatening a third ballistic and drone strike on Israel. The first two were in April 2024 and then October 2024. And the Iranians certainly would like to retain their nuclear infrastructure, and they want sanctions relief. And what they really want to do is wait out the Trump term. And then it gets to Israel. What will Israel do? Can Israel live with a threshold Iranian nuclear state? I think Israel is in a real bind as America's primary ally in the Middle East. If the president negotiates a bad deal, can they effectively strike Iran? I think the answer is yes, not as well as if they was in conjunction with the United States. But what would be the repercussions of President Trump? If Israel struck while the president was negotiating, or after the president had negotiated a deal that, say, is bad for Israel and maybe bad for the United States in the long run, what would the president do? I think Israel has to be very fearful. In the past, you think back to 2014, 2015, when President Obama was negotiating a very bad deal. Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, was able to have Republican senators come to his support. Right now, much of the Republicans who are very pro-Israel and see Israel as an American national security interest are either scared of the president or don't want to go against him just on a purely political level. So what would Israel do? I think Israel's capable of doing something. I just do not see them doing anything while negotiations are going on. And then it's going to be a huge step if they decide after negotiations are completed to strike Iran. I mean, the big question is, does the American administration realize they have amazing leverage now since Israel took down the air defense system of Iran? It seems like my country is acting more like the Iranians have leverage. But I see Iran as weak, and I see that I would tell the message to my leadership in this country is we should be very pro-Iranian. That's pro-Iranian people. That's the best way to get a friendly regime that will respect an agreement. I really do not trust the current Iranian leadership to respect any agreement, and they have a long history of hiding their nuclear program, whether we're talking about weaponization, ballistic missiles, enrichment, whether enrichment of uranium or the plutonium path.